Healing Earth is an online textbook like no other. Designed for college students, upper-level secondary school students, and adult learners, this unique interactive text explores 6 major issues in environmental science: biodiversity, natural resources, energy, water, food, and global climate change. Healing Earth explores these 6 issues in a unique way. By integrating the study of environmental science with attention to ethical analysis, spiritual sensitivity, and a call to action, by drawing on scientific expertise and lessons from around the world, and by maintaining timely updates and live interaction between Healing Earth authors, teachers, and students.
Healing Earth is a really unique sort of study of the intersection between ethics, theology, and ecology. Healing Earth is a particularly Jesuit way of looking at environmental science. And by Jesuit, I mean it doesn't just focus on the science itself, it focuses on the human beings behind the science and the way we relate to each other, the way we live and make decisions.
To present an integral ecology, Healing Earth begins each chapter with a case study that poses interrelated scientific, ethical, spiritual, and action questions. Following the case studies, the scientific foundations of each chapter topic are thoroughly presented. Throughout the science sections, students are urged to look ahead to the discussions of ethics, spirituality, and action. Teachers are encouraged to use these look-aheads to either pause briefly to discuss the integrated material or move into the related sections. At the end of each chapter, reflection questions and explorations return again to the topics of science, ethics, spirituality, and action.
The Healing Earth text does a very good job of introducing the science, working through the science, and then has areas that will allow, especially for a science teacher that's primarily trained in science and not trained as much in the ethics and the spirituality, gives them the tools to introduce the concepts of ethics, to provide the students with challenging questions and areas where they can grow and expand and discuss. You want them to be able to go out into society and have an impact.
The spirituality section is unique because it does give the Jesuit and the Catholic ethics, perspective, things to think about, but they've also brought in Buddhism, Hinduism.
I like how I didn't have to go to an ethics class to learn why air pollution is affecting our society. I could get what's happening physically and then how that's affecting us more like ethically in one textbook.
The Healing Earth chapter that we piloted was on climate change, so as a result of climate change we're trying to study new ways of having sustainable energy, which is something that the book talked about. So we used the ideas of sustainable energy from the book and we did a lab where we made wind turbines, which was pretty cool.
Healing Earth has a global perspective. Environmental issues affect every meter of the planet, and the text is written in multiple languages for faculty and teachers to use with students around the world. Over 90 scholars from all 6 regions of the planet have contributed to Healing Earth, making it a culturally rich and globally relevant text. Case studies represent emerging issues in India, Australia, the Canary Islands, North America, Mongolia, and Africa. Ethical conflicts draw deeply from multiple cultures and regions of the world. Spiritual reflections on the environmental issues include those of the major world religions. A section entitled Regional Reports provides a platform for current issues in the 6 world regions that relate to the chapter topic.
This document is drawn from 6 continents. So it has a diversity which is creative, and it allows people create other ideas and other levels of knowledge and importance. It will engage communications in a very significant way. So, because behind all of this is the question of communications. It's already been translated locally into several other languages. So, it will be used in many different ways.
As a Jesuit junior high school, we wanted to be a part of international network. So we were looking for opportunity to participate different kind of projects. So this project, Healing Earth, is perfect for us because our students can contribute something and at the same time have experience of international project.
We designed a mechanism behind the textbook that allows teachers and students from not just Jesuit universities and high schools, but institutions all over the world to have a part in that living text, to provide questions, case studies, examples from their own lives, things that would keep the text fresh and new and provide perspective that maybe we as a group of 30 or so authors from around the world aren't necessarily aware of.
Teachers will like how up-to-date all the links are and can be. Because once you buy into a textbook, particularly with something like climate change, you are going to get new information in the real world every 3-4 months, whereas your textbook could be lagging 5 years behind. So I think the really up-to-date hyperlinks to click, videos to go to are going to be fantastic.
We have to be engaged. I think this is one of the major challenges the text brings through, that wherever we're coming from, we have to be engaged in a society and in a global landscape.
Healing Earth is a unique education tool that teaches the foundational scientific concepts driving the most pressing environmental issues of our time through lenses of ethics and spirituality. It calls students to action. It provides a global perspective, and it is alive in its interaction capability and community of users. It is the first textbook of its kind to truly integrate science and theology using the Ignatian pedagogy paradigm.
This document can also be taken and you can use it as informative education from the other side. Hey, let's start with spirituality. So let's start in our church communities showing this so people can learn science in a new way. And we can, from spirituality, learn about science, learn about ethics, and understand what the relationship has to be. So it has a universality of another kind.
Society of Jesus, after our last congregation, is very involved to promote ecology and to respect our earth. So it is also important that we will create this sensitivity for our environment among our students, but also with other students from other Jesuit high schools.
As we look at this Healing Earth text, I think what's unique about it is really the attitude. It's an attitude of scientific investigation, but it's an attitude also that challenges one to be hopeful.